What the? Where am I? What happened?
You are in my secret castle somewhere between Norway and Australia. Nobody will find you.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if someone would even miss me, let alone search for me. So no ransom money for you.
What are you? Some kind of antisocial cellar dweller that spent the entirety of his life in front of a computer screen?
More or less. I'm not quite the socializing god of small talk, if you know what I mean.
Tell me about it. Anyway, what's up with your accent?
It's because I'm German, isn't it obvious I'm no native speaker?
Oh great, of all the people out there I kidnapped a crowd.
That's racist.
It's okay, I'm half German too. And now silence. I want to play a game, and that's where you come in. So put your head to good use and tell me about the games you have played. Each time I will give you a new quest for you to complete. Entertain me long enough and I'll let you go.
You can't be serious.
Doubt me again and you'll face the consequences. What's your name?
Call me Steve. What is your name?
Alright, Steve. You can call me Hazar. Let's start simple. Tell me about the first game that's crossing your mind. I'm not dumb. I realize this new situation is a lot to take in right now. So go easy on yourself.
Oh, how generous of you. Okay, let me think. If there's one genre that is riddled with ridiculous cliches and tropes, it's JRPGs. Through all the years, from the humble monochrome beginnings right up until now, there always was a chosen one who needs to right the wrongs, and mostly he was a moody child or teenager. And while everything else in the genre, from graphics to gameplay systems, changed and evolved, the tropes mostly stayed the same. And Evoland is here to make it all painfully clear to you. As your game will evolve around you, the story is essentially the same. Your character is Clink, a bland fighter with a very familiar looking sword. A bit later Karis joins you and she's your talking magical healing station. Both are nothing more than soulless polygon husks for progressing the story without any character at all. And this is also true of the art direction. The game mimics the older styles quite well, but never applies its own style onto it. The game does not want to be its own thing, but borrows heavily from Legend of Zelda, Secret of Mana and of course the Final Fantasy series. It's a leisurely stroll through decades of JRPG evolution and starts you off in green Game Boy monochrome and only able to walk to the right. You evolve your game by opening chests which unlock new features like the ability to go left, having party members and dialogue, or a story. Also chests update the technology by introducing 8-bit color, Mode 7 scrolling, 3D textures and an overworld map. After the first few upgrades that make the game almost playable like you would expect a retro game to be, it gets boring fast. It's understandable that the player does not stay long in monochrome land and rapidly unlock 16-bit graphics and so on. But after the initial tech push, things stay the same for a rather long time without much of development technology-wise. The levels are strictly linear with some branching paths, but they are mostly blocked because you need late game upgrades like bombs to access them. This in turn means you need to backtrack a lot if you want to find all the collectibles in the form of stars, but they don't have any meaning at all aside from an achievement. Then there are cards for a game called Double Twin, which is a blatant triple triad knockoff and plays like it too. And you can have some fun matches if you like, or skip it entirely. Evoland presses all the right buttons in order to replicate the mechanics of old, including the music, UI, and later in the game even dips a bit into Diablo territory, but all the while it only scratches the surface of all the classics it drew inspiration from. The only mechanic that can be called its own is the ability to travel between the 2D and 3D versions of the game so you can solve some light puzzles. Ultimately, this makes for a shallow game that gives you a short trip down memory lane and touches on some of the cliches in the genre from both narrative and technical aspects. But it never stops to feel like a glorified tech demo. And this is kinda correct, as the basic concept of the game was the result of a game jam. This also shows in its length. I needed around 3 hours to complete it, and if you want to collect every card and star, you need around 2 more hours of tedious backtracking. If you want a short distraction from your angsty JRPG teenager drama, or just like to watch gameplay evolve, then Evoland is for you. There is not that much of a game here, but it's also a parody or tribute of sorts. If the price is right, which means on sale, then it's worth checking out.
Yes, not bad for a start. But as you said, there was not much game here. Now go and rest, until my next request.
Yeah, I think I should. Maybe I'll be out of this shithole when I wake up.
Don't get cocky, gamer boy!